Hello and welcome everyone. We are back here once again, Mr. Vital, bringing you another video in partnership with the Boys and Girls Club. As always, our focus is on the book, I Am More Than Enough, focus on three key factors, which is love, respect, and gratitude. So glad to be here with you once again and sharing some more principles with the I Am More Than Enough book and series. Want to share with you something that I think is going to be a very empowering activity that we're going to do today. What we are going to do is we are going to look into the future, right? We are going to look into the future. Many times, and we've been talking a lot about goals lately, and with those goals, you need to have a positive attitude towards them. Like, you need to honestly believe that the goals that you set, you can absolutely achieve them. And by all means, that's what we're doing here. And we absolutely believe that all of the goals that you set out for yourself, that, you will push forward and achieve them until they are all met. But what if you could see into the future? What if you could talk to your future self? What if you could send a message to your future self and telling your future self what you will accomplish months, a year from now? What would you do if you could do that? Would you be interested in doing that? Well, that's the beautiful thing, and that's what we are going to look at today. Today, we are going to write a letter to our future self. We're going to write a letter to our future self, speaking that which has not happened as if it already has. And it's a very deep mental principle that we're using here, where you're literally foreshadowing, projecting into the future that which you want to accomplish. So you might say, Mr. Vito, how am I going to write a letter to myself? Well, you set out 3 or 4 goals that you want to, let's say, achieve by your next grade. So let's just say you're in 3rd grade. By 4th grade, you want to accomplish this. Well, what you do is you would write a letter to your 4th grade self while you're still in 3rd grade. And I know you're probably sitting there like, this sounds absolutely like eating, but it is a very, very effective thing for you to write a letter to yourself saying the things that you wish to do. Let me give you an example. Let's try one of these out real quick. So let's just say we have a young man named Stephen. Stephen may say this: Dear Stephen, first of all, let me say you rock. You tried out for the baseball team, and look at you. You made it as the starting 2nd baseman. All the work you did paid off, man. I also saw that you finished the year with 4 A's and 2 B's. That is so awesome. Just wanted to let you know I'm proud of you and look forward to next year. Great things are ahead for you. Keep winning. Signed, Stephen. Now think about that for a second. Stephen obviously is an athlete and a student athlete. And so Stephen, while he was still in 3rd grade, wanted to make the baseball team. So he's actually going through everything it takes to be able to achieve that goal for going into 4th grade while he's still in 3rd grade. But what Stephen did was he wrote a letter to his future self saying what he was working to do at the present time. So what he's doing right now, he's acting as if it's already happened and writing a letter to himself, congratulating himself for what already has happened. We can do the same thing for a young girl. Dear Karen, let me start by saying, wow. I remember when you were thinking of trying out for the band, and look at you now. You did it. first chair clarinet. Your attendance in school was perfect, and you are now the president of the student council. I always knew you could do it. Can't wait to see what you accomplish next year. I know it will be excellent. Sincerely, with love, Karen. So you see how this works. You are writing a letter to yourself, listing all of the things that you want to accomplish while you are working on it right now. So the letter to your future self is a snapshot, is a glimpse into the future and saying, you know what? I am going to work towards this and I want to make it happen. So you can either write this down into a composition book, or you can use a simple piece of paper. And actually something that would even probably work out better would be for you to use a piece of paper, write this letter to yourself, fold it up, put it in an envelope, give it to your parents, and have them stash it away for one full year, for one full school year. And then going into that next grade, pull that letter back out. I know we're projecting out a very, very long way. But what I want you to do is I want you to start to begin to see your future right now. I want you to see the goals you're going to achieve right now. I want you to know and believe in your goals right now. So go ahead and get started on your letter to your future self. And I look forward to hearing about some great stories sometime in the future. But go ahead and get the letter to your future self started, and we'll check back here in just a second, and we'll bring back our mailbag question for today. Get to working on your letter. We'll see you back here soon. Hello and welcome back. Well, it's about that time to go into our Boys and Girls Club of Brazoria County mailbag question for today. And our question today comes from the corporate office, Darlene Mack. And the question is on adaptability. It's asked, how do you adjust to change that you have no control over? And that's a beautiful question, Darlene, and one that does need to be addressed on a regular basis. And the main thing that we have to always consider is change is going to happen. Change is inevitable. Change is constant, and change is always. And so when you ask, how do you adjust to change you have no control over? That's what's so challenging yet beautiful about change, is that you don't have control over a lot of change. But what you do have control over is two things: your mindset and your perception. Obviously your mindset, because the way you see it in your mind is going to be how you are going to either respond or react to it in real time. So when you look at certain things that are happening in your life and you're just like, where did that come from? You have the mindset to say, you know what? I can overcome what is happening to me right now. I can come up with a plan to be able to work through this. Will you have all the answers every time? Absolutely not. But that's the beautiful thing about life, is that you continue to work through and put yourself in the best possible position to be able to win, and win big at the game of life. And of course, the other one is perception. Have you ever noticed that when you have certain things that are happening in your life, and we had an exercise on this where you take a situation that happened in your life and it was sudden, it was change, and it may have been even tragic. And you say, this may have been the worst thing that ever happened in my life. This change right here literally put me under. This change right here made me really, really feel sad, made me feel mad, or whatever the emotion was. However, that change that happened created who you are today, gave you the wisdom, gave you the experience. So the perception of the change is the reason why you are able to adjust and handle the change, even if it's something new and you've never seen before. So you are more than capable of being able to adjust to any situation that happens. New, old, repeat, no matter what. Change is going to happen, and you work to put yourself in the best mental state of mind to not only expect change, but respond to the change in the best way possible. And sometimes that best may not work out as good as possible, but what it does is it gets you prepared to be able to try again, be better, do better, respond better, and in part, your life will be better. And you have all the capabilities to be able to respond to change in a very positive way. So Darlene, thank you for that question. Really appreciate you pushing that out there to where it forces us to have this dialogue with one another, to where, you know, you're able to work through the change that is happening in your life and being able to help someone else get through the change that is happening in their lives. For the rest of you, you want to be in the mailbag with Darlene, send me an email to info@amardvital.com. That's info@ahmardvital.com. Feel free to send in your questions on a variety of topics. We'll talk them over here in the mailbag and look forward to addressing that with you. Remember, keep showing up on the field of life. Be well, be safe. We'll see you again soon. Till next time, stay safe and be well.